we've got a 90-kilometre run east. We've got 35 k's to do up along Binns Track before we take a left. Another 45 k's or so to go along there.
We've transited, passed through some of the most amazing looking mountains and rock formation, very different terrain.
Driving in dark.
Slow, comfortable, the sunset drive.
It really doesn't get any better than this.
Put that on your bucket list because it's been an experience we'll remember forever as a family.
All good things come to an end, but I think we can end it with a bang.
We're going to make our way and transit through the day to Gemtree and have an easy day driving.
We've got 120 k's to do today, I think.
As we get off the Hale River Homestead now, we'll get back onto Binns Track and then we'll head up through the Pinnacles.
So the dirt track that we're on is the road less travelled because you can see there's actually grass growing between the wheel tracks.
It was a nice, slow, comfortable drive. We weren't pushing anything, we weren't pushing hard.
We did have to traverse a section of Aboriginal land, which was gated on both sides.
Now the rules are with this land, if you don't have a permit to go off the road, you must just stay on the road.
Like always, important etiquette on any farm, wherever there's a gate, leave it as you find it.
Yeah, that's true, Simon. Like, they might be open for a reason. A lot of the time the gates are there usually to keep stock into different defined areas or to define a boundary of someone's property. If they're open, leave them open. If they're closed, most certainly close them.
Communication became key due to quite a few gates on the road, so the convoy was constantly in contact with the lead driver and tail end Charlie, making calls on gates and making sure they were left how they were found. If tail end Charlie could close this after us, that'd be great.
Vaughan, how are you for fuel?
Yeah, mate, I'm pretty low. I'm showing a range of 70 kilometres at the moment, so I've got a couple of Jerry's on the back. But I'm just wondering, should we be pushing the boundaries to see if we make the 120, or should I pull over before that gets to zero?
Yeah, definitely want to pull over before it gets to zero. You never really want to get down to the bottom of your tank because it's not guaranteed, but any vehicle has a risk of having some gunk down the bottom of the tank. It's where everything will sit. So you really want to be pulling over and getting new fuel into it before you get down to zero.
Roger, I'll keep an eye on that and let you guys know I need to put some fuel in.
I think there are a few of us getting quite low today, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I'm between quarter and half to the little cruiser. She's going fine.
I threw a Jerry in yesterday and down to an eighth of a tank, but I've still got 60 litres of Jerry's on the back here to go, so when Vaughan fuels up, I reckon I'll throw some fuel in as well.
One of the benefits of the Prado is the two 80-litre tanks on board, so I haven't even used a quarter of a tank, which is fantastic.
Just goes to show the importance of fuel and planning. You're either carrying jerry cans or you've got to look at a long-range tank. Paul, you guys have had a fair bit to do with the Frontier tanks?
Yeah, that's right, Simon. I've got the Frontier tank in this Hilux, just over 140 litres capacity, so I'm down to 3/4 at the moment. Of course, I'm not towing, so my fuel economy is a little better.
Well, I'm doing about 25 kilometres per 100. I thought that was terrible. Ruben said it's actually pretty good.
No, it's sensational. You look at the size of your big truck, but all the gear you got on the back, you got fridges, freezers, you got a caravan in tow, 37-inch tyres. I would not be complaining at all, Simon. And the range has been averaging with this bit bigger van than what you're towing there, 21 to 22 litres per 100.
I should have put my shirt sleeve up, mate, so you can see my guns.
So it's got a little marble at the bottom of it, and it creates a suction. When you push down, it forces fuel up, and when you pull it back up, it jams the marble back, so it keeps the fuel in there. And you do it again, pushes more, and once it gets past the lowest point of the fuel, it just drains by itself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's siphoning.
No, that'd make it too easy. I'm flexing here.
We finally reached the mud tank and turned left onto the Plenty Highway, which was bitumen, so it was a nice, easy run, final couple of Ks to get to Gemtree.
We pulled into Gemtree just in the nick of time. It was starting to get late.
So we got to Gemtree and Alex welcomed us with open arms, as he does with all his visitors.
We took the chance to fuel up all our jerry cans in our vehicles, so I highly recommend stopping in here on your way to Alice.
Drove up to our campsites, which were beautiful as usual at Gemtree, nicely spaced out.
It's a very remote location, but super comfortable. There's hot showers, there's washing machines, there's powered campsites. It really was just a pleasure to stay here.
We've got galahs, finches, all sorts of birds chirping around us. It's really peaceful.
They're like, Anya's actually taken a video and sent it back to her son Oliver, going, sounds like you, going, Mum, Mum, Mum.
The sunset was unbelievable in the west. We're blessed by this full moon up on the east. As I say in the classics, it was moonlight. It was beautiful.
The MDC campers circled around, fire was lit, and we were ready to settle in for a nice night.
Dinner is the next question. What are we going to have?
Ruben's pulled out the wood-fired pizza oven. Now, I've never seen one of these, and I was a little bit sceptical.
Pizza night in the Outback. Yes, that's right, a pizza oven in the Outback.
We've got the kitchen set up, we've got the awning out, we've got the lights on, and we're about to cook up something very special.
This is our pizza shop.
Yeah.
So we had a bit of a production line going on. We had Zianna, we had Casey, we had Michelle, and we had Hannah.
You're going to do the base, I'm going to do the vegetables, you're going to do the meat, and you're going to do the cheese.
They'd call me over and I'd come and scoop it up and go put it in the pizza oven.
Holy we all made this one.
Righto, Aiden.
There was cabanossi, salami beans, there was chicken, there was this, there was that.
Do you want to take these as well?
Yeah.
You could basically order a designer pizza, whatever you wanted.
What's it called? It starts with Masters. It's magnificent. It's colourful. And it's soft.
Vaughan cooked up some steak, I cooked up some lamb chops, and we had a big tapas of food until the pizzas were ready.
I have no idea what they put on it, but it is absolutely delicious. Thanks to MDC Pizza out in the Outback.
It was a real communal dinner. It was fantastic, and not something you expect every day at Gemtree.
A camp oven, cast iron pot, cooked on the hot coals.
Guys at Gemtree put on a really good spread every now and again, especially during the tourist season.
Bread roll and gravy?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Each table has a little kerosene lamp, and it just creates this awesome ambience, and there's some fairy lights strung up around.
A little bit chilly, but there was plenty of fireplaces you could get around and warm yourself up.
Shove it and you go, oh yeah, look at that.
Bar was close by, so we had our beverages. Woo!
That's sensational.
That's good.
That's brilliant.
And the highlight of that dinner was damper with cream.
It was
Oh!
Well organised, well-oiled machine. We were in and out like sheep going through a race.
Pizzas are just about finished. We've cleaned up our pizza bar. We're all sitting around the campfire having a good old chat as you do.
All of a sudden, Simon sat us down and we're having a serious chat, and we're like, oh, what have we done wrong?
Tonight's a good night to talk to everybody. As we're all here together, we've had a fantastic night. We do really appreciate all of you coming along and participating, so I've got a little bit of a thank you.
He presented some awards to us all about what we'd brought to the trip.
I think the best accommodation goes to MDC. Congratulations. The longest serving sponsor here. Mike.
I didn't have it, don't tell my cardiologist.
The best Outback delivery service. Clearview. Thank you.
Me, I got the most sane award.
The best local guide. Paul and Lindy. Woo!
Turned into a bit of a game of pass the parcel as the blocks of chocolate went around the campfire and we all sampled each other's.
Oh!
Bounced off me, landed in the fire. Simon has jumped in like Kung Fu Panda.
The guy can't catch, so it was a good throw, but can't catch.
the worst throw ever. The guy couldn't play cricket, nothing. He'd be useless at AFL. If he played NRL, he would have been sacked years ago.
Plastic melts off pretty quick.
So we sat around the fire eating chocolate till we felt sick and went to bed.
When we first met, I told you that we'd build a family. And it's all like-minded people who, yeah, we'll have a bit of fun, but we're just not stupid. We're not out there destroying things, who all share the same dream that I have of educating people about off-roading and really trying to make this industry longer lasting for all of us.
It was just a perfect way to finish the day. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not sure what Simon's got in store for us yet, but I think it's going to be something quite spectacular.
Yeah!
Got up this morning nice and early. Simon said we had to be ready at 8 o'clock, so I was down at the cafe at Gymtree, who, by the way, produced a magnificent breakfast. We were all a bit tired from a late night last night, so many people got down for coffees and toasted bacon and egg sandwiches. We fed the local cat.
When we left the Gymtree, we headed out the Plenty Highway towards Tower Rock.
If it's any level to what we've seen already, I think that we're going to be blown away once again.
I think it's off the beaten track a bit too.
Alex, the owner of Gymtree, has told us that the full driving into Tower Rock is a little bit exciting.
Good morning, convoy. Welcome to our last day of filming. Today we've got a 90-kilometre run east along the Plenty Highway. We're heading back onto Binns Track. We've got 35 k's to do up along Binns Track before we take a left onto a private station. Another 45 k's or so to go along there to reach Tower Rock.
I'm a little bit sad that it's will come to an end. I've just had such an amazing time. This group of people, I feel like I've been friends forever.
Well, all good things come to an end, but I think we're going to end up with a bang. Really looking forward to ending it at Tower Rocks. From all accounts, it's sensational.
It still blows my mind every location we go to. I think the territory in itself is very special. I think it takes you back to grassroots Australia and you get to see the real, untouched Australia. It's pretty mental.
We're back on the dirt now, the bitumen's gone.
Yeah, I don't like the bitumen. I prefer the dirt. There's nothing better than having all the dirt coming off all these V8 vehicles, camper trailers, caravans, and you're sitting back here as tail end Charlie with the window open, just taking in all of Australia.
The road in from there was quite wide, quite smooth for a little while, and then just gradually it started to get a little bit narrower, a little bit rougher, a few more washouts.
Got a view on that rock yet, Ruben?
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking up there. It looks like there's a big lizard in rock formation right on top of the hill. It looks pretty sensational.
You and the kids going to come to the top with Honey and I?
Yes.
Absolutely, mate. I've got my hiking boots on. They're called double pluggers.
Alex from Gymtree did say it was a little bit rough getting into Tower Rock, and at first I was thinking he was pulling our leg, but it didn't take long for the water damaged track to rear its head and make things a little bit slow going.
I think Hannah's driving these too. Just amazing.
Not bad for Elle, isn't it?
I know. I don't think I'd do it.
But look at it, Dad's got a good coach.
Yeah.
That's it, in through there. Very slowly drop it in. Bit more, just straight forward, just straight forward. That's it, good girl. So when you're going into those things, you've got to ride the brake. You sort of got to do two things. You've got to sort of put your left foot on the brake and then do the accelerator and get it to come in really slowly. Because if you do come in hard, you'll throw the wheel alignment out and can damage things.
You need to make sure when you're coming into areas like this that you've got enough room to get your van in, turn it around and get it out. Now we knew from prior visits that there was enough room to turn around in here, but what we didn't count on is this wash away here with the rut down the middle of the track. It did take a little bit, but all we had to do was take a little bit of an edge off at one point for the Clearview car. That just gave the tyre enough bite to climb up and out of the rut, turn them around, no problems at all. We've got the cars all parked up, so let's go and explore Tower Rock.
Done a bit of touring around the area, but this is one place that we hadn't been to before. It's all new for us. That's still very spectacular, and the views were awesome.
To see Dave and Sienna take on the challenge, I was really quite proud and I was happy because I thought this is a chance in a lifetime to do as a family.
I'm only a third of the way up, but I've had a look around and the views are absolutely stunning.
Someone was pointing to this marker at the top of the hill. I was like, how are we going to get there? There's no way.
Simon and Honey managed to make it to the top of the hill pretty quick. Views as far as the eye could see, and it's a really clear day, so you could literally see 100 k's on the horizon.
It really doesn't get any better than this. I've never seen Central Australia so beautiful.
It went into stage platforms and with this whole big backdrop.
Yeah, and all the round ones, they were just like split down the middle where they'd opened up, probably through ground movement. Didn't get to the very top because we just didn't want to challenge ourselves too much.
We just hit the dead end. We sort of hit a dead end.
Well, yeah, that too.
Tower Rock was amazing and it was just the perfect place to end our Your 4x4 Red Centre adventure.
It's been an epic trip, a little bit sad to see it come to an end. Really been a big week for the family. How have they coped with it all?
Simon, our whole family and I have had an absolute epic time. The people that we've been travelling with, I think that has made the trip so amazing. We were all from different walks of life, but we've gelled like we've known each other for many, many years.
Mike, if I'm rating this as one of the best Your 4x4s we've done, how do you rate it? You've done a few.
Definitely a lot of fun. One of the places I wanted to come back to and wanted to see for a long, long time. They were fantastic. Everyone had a lot of fun. The kids were more than happy to get in and give us a chop out every time we were above. I think with some of the driving skills and everything they've learnt along the way, they've had a good time.
Caution over left into straight, flat 60!
I'm a little bit sad that it's over. I've met some great people, we've had some great times, some great laughs.
My favourite part of the trip was the Hale River Homestead.
Like a slice of heaven in the middle of the Outback.
Just walking into that little shack was just amazing.
It was never on my to-do list to come to the Outback, but I don't know why now. Put that on your bucket list because it's been an experience we'll remember forever as a family.
My favourite part was music blaring on top of the cars with their speakers. Had big kids and little kids up dancing. Great entertainment, great group of people. It's been an awesome experience.
The highlight of the trip for me was Ruben in the MDC Mankini.
Ruby Gap, been on my bucket list for many, many years, so it was nice to be able to finally get out there with such a great group of people.
A little bit of fun, a few cars getting stuck and hung up. Love a bit of adventure.
It was controlled mayhem.
Yes!
This is why I love getting out and showing people what's really out here.
But the Territory is one of my favourite places, brings you back to grassroots Australia.
I will miss these guys, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end.
Half the team's heading back to Queensland, half the team's heading back to Victoria. We're going in our different directions now. It's time to say goodbye and I'll cherish these memories forever.
Another adventure comes to an end and the Red Centre didn't disappoint. We travelled to landmarks steeped in Indigenous culture and embraced the history of the land, witnessed the beautiful lush red rocky gorges, travelled through breathtaking tracks in the heart of the Outback and made some memories we'll never forget. Join Your 4x4 next year where we bring you more adventures across Australia.
Okay, let's go.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Let's go!